Hi guys, and welcome back to the second lesson in solving linear equations. In this lesson we're going to learn about balancing equations or solving equations using the balancing method. So in the previous video we learned about solving it using flowcharts. We're going to do the same questions but using this second method that I'm going to show you today. So again we're going to solve 2x minus 5 equals 3. So what we'll do is we'll write 2x minus 5 equals 3. And so we need to get the variable on its own in this case. So we need to do the inverse operations of everything. Now we kind of work backwards from our BIDMAS. So we're actually going to start with our addition and subtraction in this case. So we're going to go plus 5 to both sides. Now with the balancing method, it's like trying to keep a set of scales, those old school scales, balanced. If you take something off one side, you need to take it off the other side, otherwise it's unbalanced. So if we're adding 5 on one side, we have to add it to the other side, otherwise we're unbalanced and we're not actually doing the balancing method. So if I added 5 here, this will cancel out and we'll add 5 to this value here. So what we'll end up with is 2x equals 8 because these have cancelled out. Negative 5 plus 5 equals 0. Then what we're going to do is divide both of these by 2 because we're doing the inverse of multiplication. So 2x divided by 2 just leaves x on its own, and 8 divided by 2 gives us 4, so we've got x equals 4. So now we're going to check it. So we substitute it in. So 2 times 4 minus 5, which gives us 8 minus 5, and in the total that gives us 3, and we can see that that's what we were looking for in the end. So I want you to pause it and I want you to do this question using the balancing method, please. Okay, so we'll write it out. And the first thing we're going to do is subtract 3 from both sides. Okay, so subtracting 3 from the first side, from the left-hand side, cancels that out and makes it 0. And if we go negative 12 take away 3, we end up with negative 15. So 5x equals negative 15. Now we need to get x on its own. At the moment it's multiplied by 5, so we're going to divide it both by 5, which gives us x on its own, and negative 15 becomes negative 3. So we're still doing the exact same steps we're doing in the flowchart method, except this is the method that you use to show your working out. So the flowchart is a way that you can learn to understand it, but the balancing method is how we would expect your working out to be shown. So again, pause it. I want you to check this by substituting and see what you end up with in the end. So if we substitute, we get 5 times negative 3 plus 3, which gives us negative 15 plus 3, which in the end gives us negative 12, which is what we were looking for. So now we're going to do this next one. So 5x minus 3 equals 45. So 5 times x minus 3, sorry. Now when we're solving something with brackets and we're using the balancing method, we're first going to expand it. So we're going to go 5x, so 5 times x, which is 5x, minus 5 times 3, which is 15. So we go 5x minus 15, that's the expanded form. Again, we're going to do the opposite, so we're adding 15 to either side. So we end up with 5x equals 60. And then we divide both sides by 5, which gives us x on its own and 12 as our answer. So again, pause it, substitute it back in, see if you get the correct answer. So 5 times 12 minus 3 gives us 5 times 9, and 5 times 9 is 45. Okay, our very last one. Again, in this case, we need to get rid of the divided by 2 first. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause it and have an attempt at this one on your own. Using the balancing method. Now you should know how to get the answer because we did it with the flowcharts, but I want you to show your working out and see if you can have the same working out that I've got. So we've got 9x plus 11 divided by 2. So timesing them both by 2, which will dividing by 2 and then timesing by 2 cancel that out. So we end up with 9x plus 11 equals 20. Then we're going to work with the 11, so we're going to subtract 11 from both sides, which gives us 9x equals 9. Then divide both by 9, which gives us x equals 1. So now we're going to solve it. So substituting it in, we get 9 times 1 plus 11 over 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 11 divided by 2 gives us 20 divided by 2, and 20 divided by 2 gives us 10, which is what we were looking for. So hopefully you've got this method down pat. This is the method I want you to use unless it says to use the flowchart method. We want you to show you're working out using the balancing method. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.